Hello, I'm Ben Muller. This video is made to accompany my Artzray article, Crossing Over. I'm just going to talk about some of the techniques I cover in that article. Let's start with scales. So, with jazz scales, it's important to learn all of the modes. So there are pretty much two ways, or at least two ways that I practice this. The first way is to start with the Ionian mode, so the major scale. I will do this in C major. And it's good to play this. I usually do it in 4 octaves up and down. And then to get the next mode, you simply move to the next scale degree, so D, and play the same notes but starting on D, and that's your Dorian mode. So you move up 1 scale degree and play the scale with the same collection of notes moving up the scale. And so starting with Ionian, that's on your 1st scale degree, you then go to Dorian, the 2nd, Phrygian is the 3rd, Lydian is the 4th, Mixed Lydian is the 5th, Aeolian is the 6th, and Locrian is the 7th. Another way to do this is to, instead of doing all the modes of 1 scale, is to, of 1 key rather, is to do all of the modes of starting on a specific note. So in C major, after you do Ionian, you would then flat the 7th to do Mixed Lydian. Then you would flat the 3rd for Dorian. Then you flat the 6th for Aeolian, the 2nd for Phrygian, and finally the 5th for Locrian. And then for Lydian, you start with your major scale and sharp the 4th. Okay, so chords. For chords, there are two types of chords, rootless and non-rootless. So I would start with your normal non-rootless, so standard chords that include the 1. Your left hand just plays 2, 5, 1, so in C major that would be D, G, C, while your right hand plays a D minor 7th chord, D, F, A, C, followed by a G7 chord in the 2nd inversion, D, F, G, B, followed by either a C6 or C7, so that would be C, E, G, A or C, E, G, B, depending on your preference. Or with the 7th. And I then practice this in all 12 keys. Then rootless voicings, your left hand stays the same, it's still covering the roots. So in C major, D, G, C. While the right hand plays for D minor 7, starting on the 3rd, F, A, C, E, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then it sounds like this. So from the D minor 7, you move to the G by moving your middle finger down from C to B. So you have F, A, B, E. And then to get C, C6, you have C in the left hand and E, G, A, D in the right hand, 3, 5, 6, 9. To practice this in all 12 keys, after playing the progression once, you flat the 3rd and raise the 6th a half step to get the flat 3 and flat 7 of the next chord in the sequence, which is C minor 7. And then you follow the same pattern to get a 2, 5, 1 in the key of B flat. And you can continue that pattern and going all the way down the scale. Another way to do that is a different inversion. Instead of starting with the 3rd on the bottom, we start with the 7th on the bottom. So again in C major, your left hand will play D, G, C, while your right hand plays C, E, F, A for D minor, or 7, 9, 3, 5. Your thumb moves down from C to B for the G7, and then you move down to C6, which is A, D, E, G. This too can be practiced in all 12 keys by moving the 6th up and the 3rd down to get the next chord. And yeah, that about covers it. Happy practicing.